Welcome to the rendezvous. It's good to have you here. Last week I headed up to our cabin on the Glen Highway. It's about an hour and a half drive. Not too bad. I wanted to go up there last week because every year at the last week in April there's a couple swans arrive at our cabin and land on the pond. And I wanted to be there for that and watch them, and of course, and maybe get a couple photographs, and there they were, right on time, right on schedule, about April 27th or so, I think it was. They landed, and they're beautiful birds. They are. Anyway, I was up there about, I don't know, 3 days, I think it was. I stayed. Normally, when I go up this time of the year, I stay at the cabin and watch for waterfowl out on the pond. But there's a lot of ice on the pond yet, and I seen a few ducks and other birds fly over, but they weren't going to land on that pond because it's covered with ice. And so it was a little different this year, and I was just kind of sitting around and I decided to do something I haven't done for quite some time, and that's hop in my truck and drive up the highway a ways. I normally haven't been doing that for a while because of fuel prices and things like that. It just costs money. And to go anywhere in Alaska, you have to drive a ways. You can't just drive 10 minutes and be somewhere. No, if you want to go anywhere good, it's about 6 hours. But anyway, I drove up the highway, I don't know, a little over 20 miles to a couple spots I saw. I liked up there and took some pictures. And let me tell you, it's spring, but it's spring in Alaska. There's a lot of snow on the ground up once you get past my cabin a ways. But on this day I went up there, it was blue sky and probably, I don't know, low 40s temperature, so it's above freezing, which was good. And I actually, I think I took some good pictures. I was using my Panasonic Lumix FZ1000 again. I've been using that quite a bit, and I had it set up for some custom black and white programs that I've set up. And so everything I shot up there this weekend was black and white. I had my D500 with me in case I saw some wildlife. I don't even think I used that camera. Just used the FZ1000. And I took some, what I think are pretty nice winter pictures, and I'm going to show them to you here in just a couple seconds or a minute or so or something like that. But it felt good. It felt real good to be out on the road again. I missed that. I missed just getting out on early morning and driving up the highway or anywhere else and looking for something to take a picture of. But I feel real good about these pictures this week. The Panasonic did a real good job, and I'm happy with them. I hope you guys enjoy them. But right now, let's just let's take a look at them, and then we'll come back. great. I was happy with those and feel like I'm actually out taking some worthwhile photos now, for once in a long time, it seems like. Like I said, it was good to be driving up the highway, and I actually made 2 trips up the highway. The first one, I got a good picture. It's one of the house sitting all alone down in the little forest in the tall snow-covered mountains in the back. I like that picture. But the first one I took, for some reason I was being careless and I cut the top of the mountains off. It was still a pretty nice picture, but it just, to me, didn't look right because the very top of the mountains, the tallest mountain, was cut off. So I decided next morning I'd be up there and do it again, and that's what I did. Going up there, and this time I was more careful, and I got some better pictures. And I also took some other pictures while I was up there. It was a little chillier that morning. But it was bearable. I wasn't dressed real heavily, but anyway, I took that another picture of that house, and then I got some of the surrounding areas, got some of the highway, this Glen Highway, with early traffic on it, and I don't know, it was just a good time. And I came back when I went back to the cabin, it was still nice, but snow was so deep that I couldn't even get to the pond without wading through, a foot or two of snow. And I decided not to do that because I'm still recovering from a month or so ago, and I tried to wade through deep snow and hurt my leg, and I didn't want to. Anyway, so I printed out one of those pictures, and I'm going to show it to you here, and I'm going to tell you about it. It's an interesting story. So yeah, let's go to that. Well, all right, this is the picture I printed out today for this video. This is a spot that I passed on my way up to the cabin. It's about halfway to the cabin, and this here is the Matanuska River, and you can see it's all frozen over. This is all ice up here, and then it flows. It goes up around. Well, actually, it goes up this way and then comes back through the valley there. This location right here is about 100 yards off of the road. And I watch this spot every time I go by because it always looks like there should be some wildlife down at the river getting a drink of water, especially in the spring and summer, because everything is, it's green. It's really a pretty scene. And somebody's built a little cabin back here. They built that a few years ago. Anyway, so when I was traveling by this cabin, last Thursday morning, the sun was right in my face. It was a bright morning, and I had my sunglasses on. But I took a glance up there as I drove by, and everything was really bright. But I thought I saw moose legs as I drove by, and I thought, well, nah, that couldn't have been a moose. And I wasn't going to pull over. And I thought, that could have been a moose because it sure looked like one there. I just got a glimpse of it. So I found a place to turn around, and I drove back, and there's a little pull out there, and I pulled into it and jumped out of my truck, and I walked about, 50 yards to where I could look up this little canyon here. And sure enough, there's a moose walking out there, just right about in here somewhere. And I thought, oh man, I better go get my camera. So right there is where there's a rule I broke, a photographer's rule that you should never break. Always, always, always carry your camera with you. It was a silly thing I did. I could have just grabbed it out of my truck and had it with me as I walked up there the first time, but nope. Didn't even think of it. It was right there beside me on the seat. So I walked back there and got my camera. I was about a minute and a half. And when I got back there, that moose was nowhere to be seen. I think it walked off over here in these trees right in here somewhere. This isn't a bad picture. I printed it because it's kind of a cute picture with this little greenhouse shining in the sun right here. I didn't light that up. That's the way it looked. But oh man, what a nice picture that would have been if that moose would have been standing here somewhere, just silhouetted with all the ice and the river. Oh, it would have been a great shot instead of, it's an okay shot. No, if that moose was there, it would have been a great shot, folks. So there's a rule, there's a lesson right there. Always have your camera with you. You never know. You never know when something's going to happen that you could take a picture of. Anyway, so there's the picture I took. That is, of course, taken with the Lumix FZ1000. It's a 12x18 image on Epson 13 by 19 cold pressed natural paper. My lens was set to 146 millimeter, which is 400 millimeter if you consider the 35 millimeter conversion on it. Then I shot it in iZoom, which is a feature of the FZ1000, which doubles the focal length of my lens. So I shot this at 800 millimeter handheld. My exposure was 1/4000th of a second at f7.1 ISO 200. That came out pretty good. That little camera does a good job, and that was handheld, like I said before. All of these, every picture you've seen in the slideshow was handheld, every one of them. I didn't have a tripod at all. In fact, I had a tripod with me, but of course I left the mounting plate at home. I do that occasionally, so yeah, I had no choice but to shoot handheld. Anyway, hope you enjoy that picture. You can see it's a pretty sight. And I'll still look up that valley every time I go by. I've been going there for many years, and I always look up that little spot. Maybe someday I'll actually get a good picture. Well, thanks again for coming by. Great talking to you. If you want to see those pictures, just check out the description below, and there'll be a link to my Smug Mug gallery, where you can see all of these photos, in a larger size and in better detail. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with them, and it makes me feel good to be able to take something that I feel good about, actually. So if that makes any sense. So that's all I got for today, folks. And I'll be back again, hopefully next Saturday. I don't know. I'm trying to shoot for Saturdays. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but most of the time it does. Anyway, you guys take care and keep on taking pictures, and always have your camera with you if you can, because like I said, you never know what you're going to see. All right. See you later, guys and girls. Bye.